All right, all right, all right. What Kevin Hart say? Philly's own Kevin Hart say, you gonna learn today. You gonna learn today. What's up, everybody? I am Joseph R. Wheeler III, artist, founder, and president of the ONYXCON Foundation. Let's get this party started. So, you know what I gotta talk about. And I almost wasn't going to go live today because I already am doing so much content about it. And then I thought the only thing about it is when I do edited videos just work differently. Okay? They just work differently. By the way, I'm Joseph R. Wheeler III, artist, founder, president of the ONYXCON Foundation. I'm going to have to, in the future, when we get everything right, when we get fully monetized and I can get all the equipment I need, because I've seen people, I just saw something recently where a dude was in his car. Now, he wasn't driving, though. I mean, he had his setup where he had a computer. He was in the backseat. He had his computer on this little table, and he had a sound machine, and he had a headset. I said, look at what the, and he was broadcasting for like a radio station or something. I said, that's all right. That's the kind of setup I'm gonna need someday, so that, if I got an assistant and they're driving and I'm sitting next to them or whatever, I got something set up on the dash or on the console, and I can be hitting little buttons and making graphics and stuff come up and hit little sound bites and all that stuff that everybody else be having when they do all that fancy stuff like that, Like I started just now, I was about to start watching T-Pain's reaction to the Super Bowl halftime, and I didn't make it through 2 or 3 minutes. I just, never mind. I had to be in a special headspace for watching T-Pain act up, because T-Pain be ratchet as hell. He can be funny. I'm not gonna take none of his credit for not being funny. He can be a funny dude. But and then he did something recently, and then nowadays with everything so AI, and you don't know what's real and what's not. I think this video was real though, but he did some concert where he had on these shoes look like the damn, the chump gold shoes. Okay, y'all know who I'm talking about. We talking about that thing that's calling themselves a leader of the free world and all the other phrases they use for this country, right? But I saw an episode of him doing one of his unboxings from Temu, and he basically had bought some shoes from there, so I know they weren't the real thing, which I was that's the only saving grace. I kind of knew they weren't real, that he didn't spend no money to help that stuff, but he had on these imitations of him, and then he had a like a blonde wig on, like he was dancing around, and it was like showing people in the audience reacting, and it was all white kids, look like college age, and they're all looking shocked, like, wait a minute, what the hell's going on? Like, and I'm looking at it like, yeah, what the hell's going on? Like, what? Because all you can help but wonder is, are you trying to say that you're making fun of this because you like this person, or are you making fun of this to make fun of this person? Because if you're making fun of this person, I'm with you all day, because I ain't no kind of fan of them MAGA maggots. That's my hashtag, MAGA maggots, okay? I ain't no kind of fan of that nonsense, right? So I didn't know if T-Pain was on that or not, but, the jury is still out on him. But like I say, I tried to watch his reaction video, and like I said, I had to be in a certain headspace for watching T-Pain when if he's performing, that's fine, because he can sing. That dude can sing, for real, for real. A lot of people don't know. They hear his auto-tune voice, and they think that's his voice. No. That may sound cool on the track and everything for certain kind of pop tracks he's gotten known for and made all these hits and everything. But when he sing, that's a singing fool. That dude can sing. He operatic level. He where you want me to go on the scale? He may not be hitting all them notes, but he hitting enough of them. He can sing. I give the brother his credit, for real. But but then you get him out of that zone and just let him be natty boy, you and all that, then he just cut a damn coon fool sometimes. I mean, straight up, that's the best way I could put it. I can't be nice about it. He act too, he just like, dude, what are you, come on, man. He just, Every other word is the N word. Everything is an N word. I ain't trying to hear this mess, man. Damn, no. I got an M-bomb quota. I can't. I love hip hop forever, and I know I'm gonna get too much of that if I listen to stuff. But I got a quota. I can't hear that nonsense repetitively. You know, it's the joy of getting older. Keyword older. Put the ER on it or end up in the ER. You heard me? Bars. Real talk. To all my people from my generation who can say what I'm about to say. See, I'm almost as old as hip hop. That's facts. Let me see. I'm checking something while I'm chatting it up with y'all. If you don't know the format, we be doing the stuff we gotta do to get to the stuff we want to do. Because when y'all start hitting them buttons and subscribing like you're supposed to, we ain't gonna have to be in the car unless we going somewhere to get some more content. And then we can do it like that versus got to do the side job while I'm making content. Why? Because that's how the hustle got to be. You got to be out here doing courier job and every other job just to make the ends meet while you're waiting to do the stuff you really want to do. This neighborhood, son, I hate neighborhoods like this. Ain't got no damn order to the numbers. God almighty. If you live a place like that, I'm telling you something, it would behoove you to move because you may not ever get some of your packages. Okay? Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. And you crying because you know the feeling. It just ain't never right because they jacked up your neighborhood when they built it. They put 10 next to 20 and 20 next to 16 and all that old stupid stuff, man. Hold tight for a minute, y'all. Don't go nowhere. I say I got 12 in the building. When I get back, I better see 12 up. Let me get them thumbs. Come on, y'all. All right. Yeah, we back, y'all. We back. Pardon the delay, but that's how it goes when I do these things. Some of y'all know. And I appreciate that. Y'all kick right back in when I kick back in. Y'all riding with me, you know what I'm saying? We're doing the work together. That's what make it fun for me to go live. That's what make it fun for me when I go live. But, and damn if I ain't about to have to jump right back out the car. Thought I was gonna get one of my good ones because I be getting these ones where it'd be like 10 minutes between each house and stuff like that. And that's when I really got time to talk to y'all and make this thing do what it do. But I was talking about the Super Bowl and everything. Obviously, you know, I'm satisfied with the results. Shout out to all my fam up in Philly, you know what I mean? Rocking my BSG shirt today. Shout out to Bloodsucking Gamers. That's a gaming group of folks up there. My main man, Kurt, Captain Kurt. All right, shout out to you, my brother, and your whole fam and everybody. I know they are still dancing in the street. I'm telling you, ain't nobody at work today in Philly. Everybody is partying. Have you seen them videos from Philly on Instagram and stuff, man? Now, I'm laughing about some of them because they just genuine, just good fun, and ain't nobody doing nothing dangerous or crazy. They just partying, dancing, yelling, celebrating, throwing confetti. What it ought to be, right? But then you got this other group of folk out there, the ones that the mayor done told them, look, if your goofy ass climb up one of these damn light posts and die, it ain't gonna be on the city. I mean, that wasn't her words, but in so many words, that's what she's saying to them. Like, you will go to jail because we'd rather put you in jail than have a bunch of dead bodies from fools that are climbing up light posts and half of y'all drunk out your mind and you're gonna fall off and you're gonna break your damn neck, you know. And it's like become this, not everybody. There's the fools out there trashing it up, like this tearing down the lights. Like I knew about the climbing the light post and getting up to the top and they yelling and everybody cheers for them. And even that's, you know, of course, incredibly dangerous, goofy stuff. But you gonna tear the post down? That's the man. And I know that's not the only thing they're doing. That's just what mostly is the comment has become the tradition of activity. You know, and it's supposed to be looked at as that's what we do. See, that's the problem. I'm not gonna stay too long on this topic, but I'm gonna use this as a perfect example of what I say here all the time. Oh man. But I think I'm gonna be at this light for a minute. People coming over this hill. Both ways. Anyway, talking about Oh man, let me pick up my topic. What was I talking about, y'all? This is where I need y'all to be a wonderful audience and an interactive audience. Help me remember what my topic was. But we're going to go on and get back on the Super Bowl talk, right? So I was talking about Philly and stuff up there for a while. Shouting out my Philly experiences and people I know and things I've been through up there and everything. But bottom line is, I just really hope, people don't get the picture that everybody in Philly is doing that criminal behavior. Straight up, that's just straight criminal behavior, man. That's terroristic, actually. If someone literally destroyed or stopped a traffic device any other time of the year, not surrounding the hype and cringe fanatical fandom of a football game, your ass is going to jail for a long time. If not, who knows how long. You know what I'm saying? There's no way in the hell you gonna get away with that. But under these circumstances, for this to become, it's a tradition. Some people talk, ain't no goddamn tradition. It's just a bunch of people, a bunch of adults not treating other adults accountable for their actions and making it clear that that level of terrorism will not be tolerated. You can't do that. You can't do that. There ain't nothing cool about that. And it's like I see more and more stuff like that happening. And what's really funny is when you see people try to say, try to make it politicize it and say, oh yeah, see that's how those folks who vote Democrat act. And I've seen every time this happens, that's what you see in the comments. Some goof ass trying to say that and say, oh, okay, so you try to say that's got to be something dealing with someone's politics. Yet y'all allow a fool who's not even a real politician, and then another one that ain't a real politician, to come in and throw up Nazi symbols in celebration of their illegal procedures of getting into office, because the jury is still out, and there's all kind of evidence about how they stole votes and how it would have actually been Kamala's presidency. Oh yeah, it's a fact. It ain't like when they say, well, that's a whole bunch of poppycock. None of that's true. It's just them trying to say we didn't do what we did. No. We talking about actual folk with real hardcore stuff that if it ever sees the light of day again in a court, which it will, but then by then we'll probably be, we got 4 years of this BS to deal with, and the court system is all under his thumb. So ain't no damn telling what the hell. I don't even, I told myself when I got on this lie today, I was not going to spend too much time talking about these MAGA maggots, because I can't do the whole pretending not to see the elephant in the room. I can't do that. It's just not in me to act like we're not dealing with what we're dealing with. But I don't want to spend too much time on that and not get to the we can talk about the problem all day. What about some solutions? So let's go to Kendrick Lamar, who not in and of himself is a complete solution, but he is somebody who is a rebel with a cause. You know what I'm saying? And definitely without a pause. Kendrick's something else, man. Kendrick is something else. I've always appreciated Kendrick. I've always analyzed him ever since I've known about him. I've always been curious of his mind and where it may go next, and why he says and does and any of the things he's known to have done. Because he's many things to many people. And that's what happens when you are that brilliant and that much of a genius in your own right as an artist. And me being an artist myself, in every sense of the word, I'm a visual artist first. I'm an actor, I'm a writer, I'm a producer. But most of my life I spent as a drawer, painter, sculptor, mostly drawing and painting. Sculpture and photography, all that came later, but the drawing and the painting was first base, and forever is in me. All these things are forever in me. I still can do any of the things I'm saying. Music has always been in there too. I grew up in the band, so when I listen to musicians or I see a Kendrick Lamar at halftime, I'm not just looking at like, ooh, something to enjoy. I'm reading the notes, the way it's composed, the presentation, the formations on the field, because I was in the marching band too in high school. So, I understand what it is to be on that field and put on a performance like that. I know what that feels like. But that's a whole nother level, of course, at the Super Bowl with all the lights, camera, action they putting into it. But when I tell y'all, I was so proud of Kendrick when I first saw Sam Well come up in that mug. Yo, Samuel L. Jackson. I said, holy oh, this about to be. I knew right from that second. I said, oh yeah, this gonna be different right here. This is not gonna be your no. And then when he says, after he did the first one, he said, the revolution will be televised. Will not be televised. You picked. I don't want to misquote him right, but he said you picked the right one on the wrong time. Oh my gosh, fast. I'm excited. That's why I'm not trying to quote it exactly. I don't want to misquote. Go back and watch. I got footage. I already did my reaction video. It'll give you all of my actual reactions, dancing through the whole thing, enjoying myself, had fun with it, you know, and just really absorb the energy and the powerful messages being relayed, because there was a lot of symbolism, as Kendrick is known for. He's a symbolist. It's what makes his fans more and more enlightened, aware, and trying to understand it all, which that's different. People don't even understand how different that is in this day and time for that to be like that. Because when I was growing up, you know, people, they might say they're a fan of, oh yeah, I'm a fan of rap music, you know, and they're not black, they're not from a neighborhood where any of what's being talked about by the main people they listening to, your LL Cool J, your Run DMC, your KRS-One, Public Enemy, all the stuff I grew up on, right? They may not have nobody in their circle that looks, acts, comes from any of those environments. They've never been to a big city, but they're just in love with this art form. They're just curious. They want to understand it. They want to feel in touch with it. Something about it moves their spirit. And that's as I always say, that's that African core to everybody. Because we are all of the mother, one way or another. Now, there's people of direct African descent. That's the diaspora, me, myself, and my kin. And then there's people who are related and don't want to face that they're related. But what's happening slowly but surely, and been happening, it ain't nothing new, is you got these younger generations, white, black, Asian, Latin, everybody. People want to know each other better. Not everybody. Some people stuck on their grandparents, parents, and if somebody was racist and stupid and all that. And I even saw something about that really gave a prime example of how that goes. Don Lemon, if you've ever heard of him, check out Don Lemon's show. I just started following him today. I've seen him before. I've seen Don on a show talking before. But it was the first time I really acknowledged his YouTube. And about what's going on with this game, the power of the game, you know, how it, you know, was attempted to be politicized, and the first active so-called president comes to see the game and tries to make it all about, well, I'm picking this team again. Well, they got their ass ran up out of this team. I said, it's so crazy to me, because I'm saying, I'm with them because I know people in Philly and I want to see them get their revenge. They deserve it. Hurts and the whole team is amazing. I didn't know they would go do them like that, though. I said, man, this is beyond revenge. This is like they heard me yell revenge, and they said it like Kendrick yelling mustard. They was like revenge. That was insane. Yeah, Philly was on straight up. Yeah, Philly was on straight up warpath, man. I mean, I've seen a lot of crazy stuff happen in games and everything, but the other thing that blew my mind was just how, I admit, and that was really weird to have to hear Tom Brady as a commentator talking about there's a lot of other football got to be played. I mean, you know how it went for us with Atlanta. I said, yeah, so you ain't had to go there, goddamn it. I already don't like your ass. Now you gonna see. I was trying to just forget about the past, forget about the fact that, you know, he be on some maggot stuff. It's just listen to his little goofy voice, you know, him and Snoop doing commercials together, because birds of a feather boy, do they flock together on the ugly side of birdage. That's why we gotta be on the right side of birdage, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Eagles for, I heard on, I'm gonna trust Don Lemon as a source when he gave sources and said that Philly was invited to the White House, and they said, hell no, we ain't coming. I said, damn, that's what's up. Hell yeah. That's what you supposed to do, Snoop. Oh, goof ass. Hell you talking about, man? No, you don't care. You never cared. Be honest. You didn't want it. You wanted it. This ain't the first time you sold out. You just let us know how big you will do it. A whole team that just won the Super Bowl said, you kiss our ass. We gonna rep right. And if everybody in our town, which is of course true, everybody ain't got to agree with it. I'm sure everybody on the team didn't agree with it. Some of them wanted to go. And some of them might still, who knows, as individuals. We never know how that go. But as a team, the word I hear is, no, we're good. You can keep that invitation. That's how you supposed to answer that BS. Not playing with these fools, man. You gotta. I'm tired of all the little slang terms. I'm standing on, but you ain't standing on a damn thing. Shut up. You ain't standing on no kind of business. When you stand on business, you say what you're about and you stick to your script. Period. Period. For life. That's how that go. Switching up. Man, if y'all don't get the hell on anyway. So I was proud of that. I was really proud of that. I said, damn, that's making a statement. That's how you do it. My man Hurts in the interview, they asked him the question, what do you think about him being here to watch the game? He can do whatever he want to do. Literally, he obviously is, until that gets nipped in the bud too, but couldn't be a better answer. And annoyed with it, like, man, why y'all asking me that shit? I'm a football player. I'm here to win a game. Don't make this political. We out here to win this game. Shut up. That's what that really is. Like, leave that alone. But they went there, like they gonna do. Oh boy. But yeah, back to what I was saying about the power of hip hop and generations. You got folks like that really want to figure it out, and it's always been this way. But the difference, I think, what I'm noticing as a difference with just the uniqueness of Kendrick Lamar as an MC, as an artist, as a whole. Kendrick can role. First of all, he's a hell of an actor. If you've never seen him being an actor on show, he's been on the show Power. He did an incredible homeless character on there. That was almost weird to see him flip into that like that and stay in it. But me as an actor, knowing that process, I was like, yeah, that man got it. But I knew that already because of his music videos. And all of his music videos, he goes between all these different energies. And even in the way he raps, he's got different voices for different things he want to share. You know, he'll do the little high-pitched voice, the little kiddie-sounding voice. Then he'll have his down, deep, low voice. He'll be like, I done told y'all I don't want to... And then he'll do the other little voice. He's like, Kendrick wants to... That little silly sounding... I admit that one gets on my nerves, but I get it. I understand it. It's all characters. And he's playing with it on purpose to present a certain kind of energy that he knows if I say it with this voice, some of these things are too heavy to say with the other voice. People gonna be scared of it. They're not gonna accept it as quick, or they're not gonna want to read between the lines like a lot of these younger generations are doing with him. People of his generation and even younger. You know, he's in his 30s now, but then you got 20-somethings all the way back to little kid with them. Little kid part kind of bothers me because they so, and I know where it comes from. They're so technologically advanced. They want to listen to stuff, watch stuff that ain't got nothing to do with them for age appropriate. And that's messed up. That's always been the way it has been with kids sneaking to look at stuff they ain't supposed to. But this is different now, man. You're going to see way too much or hear way too much that you cannot understand until you at least 13, 12, if at best, you know, when it comes to this level of hip hop and rap and everything. Like, but they be wanting to get into it, man. Let them hit 6, 7. They trying to hear stuff and figure, and they don't even know what's being said. Like, but the sad part is, you got grown folk don't know what the hell's being said. So how the hell they gonna know what the hell they talking about? They don't know what they listening to. They can repeat some stuff. They can feel the cadence. They gonna say, you know, I was looking at there was a video on the Don Lemon show. He showed some clips. Shout out to Don Lemon again. I push everybody who I can see being progressive, man. Follow his channel. I followed, you know, ONYXCON followed him today. And I'm gonna be checking him out and seeing what else he got to say more often. But he showed some clips of people talking about it and examples of how Kendrick has all this crossover appeal with young generations that are not trying to be like they racist grandparents and parents. Because some of that be going on. And he showed an example of It was a household with a bunch of little kids that was probably like 8 years old, kids like boys and girls, and they watching they watching Super Bowl halftime. And when it got to all the different lyrics they done heard, they like boom bop, beam bop, boom bop, bam. See, to them that's just cartoon sounds, which is, it's cute to see it and all that, but it's at the same time, what does bother me, I admit, like I say, age appropriate is a different, it don't even exist no more, unfortunately. You know, there's stores, and I'm known for going on tangents, but I'm gonna stay on point, trust me. We're gonna get back to it when I make on this quick segue, and we're gonna get right back on the road with it, right? There's stores now that cater to, their prime market is teenagers and their parents, because that's who got the money to buy the damn shoes, the new Jordans and all this kind of stuff. And you know what? I don't like naming stores and stuff unless they helping us out. And I'll say this before I say this: views and opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect the views of ONYXCON's affiliates, associates, sponsors, etc. And I don't see myself having a sponsorship from this store anyway. But you know, life is interesting. So I don't even know who owns it and all that. Nowadays, that'd be the first question I'd have if somebody did approach me and say, "We want to sponsor you." I'd be like, okay. Well, generally, because companies be huge, and I know you can have all kind of folk under one roof that have to work together, because I do that in my own reality for taking a job. But you know, how did y'all vote? What y'all on the side of? What y'all, you know, what initiatives are y'all with? Because we not with the BS, and you just gonna have to come clean with me. It ain't gonna be no, you know, after you throw some big check, I'm out here looking silly to be taking pictures with you, and you're the epitome of the demon, you know. Find out your ass is owned by Tesla, you know. Oh damn, you know. So anyway, but there's a store called Hibbett Sports. If you know about Hibbett, you probably know what I'm talking about. And they have multiple stores around the Atlanta metro area, and it's one of many places, like, you know, you got Champs and the malls and all these other stores like that, and they sell all the hip new clothes and stuff for sports gear, you know. Now, I grew up in the era of when sports gear became normalized as cool wear. Because if you go back to my father's era and older than that, there was no sports gear. You didn't used to wear your favorite team's jersey to school. Like, that wasn't a thing. People can't even imagine that. But like in the 1960s and even 50s and all that, I mean, I'm not saying people would never wear a jersey and make it a cool statement as a fashion piece, but I'm saying it was not on the level of, you had stores that sold sports apparel like that. It was not, this right here did not exist back then. You didn't get that. The hats existed in a different form, but you didn't go in stores and the whole store is just, oh man, this is heaven for what you into as a fan of these teams and all that kind of stuff, right? You literally had none of that. All and the power of hip hop as a cultural experience, with the music leading the whole, the music will always be what led hip hop into what it became, but all the other elements are always to be credited too, because with the visual and the style of the visuals and other things that went with what was defined as hip hop cultures. Yes, I say cultures if you don't know, but let me give you all that real quick. This phrase you got to know around here. We don't do it for the culture, because there ain't no one culture. We do it for the cultures and where they may intersect. Where they intersect, they are the cultures. And for when people be talking about for the culture, that's all I hear when I hear them saying that. I say, well, they intersect, they connect, but they're not one. Nope. I say we intersect like Spaghetti Junction. If you from Atlanta, you know what I just said. It's one of these roadways, and they have these in a lot of major cities. There ain't nothing to find one, where you basically have a bunch of expressways that if you was flying over them in a helicopter, they look like spaghetti because they going on top of each other with these bridges. One going north, one going southwest, one going northeast. There's a big one here called Spaghetti. There's a bunch of them, but there's a really big one called Spaghetti Junction. So we intersect like Spaghetti Junction, but we still all going to, yes, we are part of a unified way of getting places. So in that way, yeah, we all this or whatever. Yeah, we're all freeways. But my road ain't your road. Now, if you headed that way, I don't go that way like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's that kind of philosophy about the way I'm saying this. where you got to have boundaries on separation, because like I just said about the Philly thing, I'm not gonna put the stigma on all my people in Philly, like, yeah, you know, they Philly fans crazy, man, they tear up their own city. No, not all my not my friends, the fans I know in Philly, the people I know in Philly, some of them ain't even that fans like that. They don't even give a damn about no football game. If I called them right now and say, hey, congratulations about them Eagles, they'd be like, yeah, they still out there tearing up stuff. That's all they would say. They don't give a damn about no game. They just not their thing. But there's supposed to be this stereotype. Oh, you from there, you supposed to be. They ain't no supposed to. When you start saying supposed to, you just fucked up. That's no such thing. There's no such thing, baby. Get that supposed to out your head. It'll mess you up. Get assumptions and supposed to out your head. Deal with what is and what gonna be. Like I said, for the cultures. So anyway, this situation, man, you gotta understand. People, these kids, like, they're so into Kendrick at every age. Just because it's trending is one part of it. He's the hottest, most prolific, most now, most regarded MC right now, period. Notice I said MC more so than rapper, because to be an MC is a whole nother level. Yes, he's a rapper, he's rapping, that's what he's known for especially, but he does a hell of a lot more with what he does as a lyricist and as a writer. He's a true poet. And like I say, a true performance artist. That's goofy. We out here in the country, don't nobody honk. Like, I know you ain't from here. Nobody be honking on nobody in the damn country when you slow down trying to check an address. You just go around with your goofy ass. So that's the quickest way to let people know you're not from here. Even though his music is not at its core pop, you know, a pop artist literally makes music to try to appeal to any and everybody. That's why it's called pop. It's popular to everybody. You put on Michael Jackson, everybody in the world knows who Michael Jackson is. And even if they didn't like all his music, they got that one song they can't deny when it's on. They like, oh man, that's my joint. You rock my world, you know you did. Oh, and everybody want to see him dance. Everybody want to see him do the little sounds and spin. You know, whatever it is that made you popular, right? It's real. It's real. But Kendrick is an interesting level of pop star, because in true hip hop, which is where he comes from, it by nature is all about not caring about. He says it in his lyrics. He says it over and over again. He's like, this ain't about no ratings. This ain't about, what did he say last night in one of the lyrics? You know, he was like, this is like 40 acres and a mule. This is better than, man, he was dropping so many daggone bombs. I said, oh my gosh. Because he threw in a few more lyrics that were not on actual, you know, not actual canon of his tracks, of his original writing. He threw in some bars, extra stuff, just to sprinkle it, just to season it, let these folk know, oh yeah, I'm gonna give you, you know, it's gonna be a clean performance. I'm not gonna cuss. I'm not gonna say the N-word, which I really, really, really respected him for, because we're at a time where fools are trying to make that like, that's not taboo anymore. That's just, you know, that could be said in any given circumstance, and it's not this term that is still taboo and culturally specific and not for everybody to just be mouthing off on. And I'm not one of these folk who around here, you know, waving some flag for the N-word, like we need to be protecting it at all costs and keeping it alive. No, hell no. I don't agree with the philosophy of term of endearment, because the older I get and the more I analyze it, I don't sense any endearment whenever that word is around. Typically, it just ain't endearing. Now, I've had situations where, yeah, I'm chopping it up with some of my homies, and it's like, and I know it's said that way, and it's only that way. But that's a very small percentage of the time. Other times, it's always a keep you in your place. It's always very low frequency in its intent, and it's always some undertone of shade or jealousy or frustration, or wish you was more like something that you're not, and you're gonna call somebody else that to try and keep them on your leg, try and keep you down here with the rest of us because you ain't better than me. And I'm telling you, you know. But that's why it's so taboo, because only people of direct African descent can ever understand the weight of that word and how we use it. Only. So when you're in front of the whole damn world, and yes, it's part of your lyrics, and yes, you're doing your thing, it frustrates me when I hear somebody on that level just do it uncut. Matter of fact, when I got a choice, like, you know, I'm gonna listen to it for what it was. When GNX came out, and you can hear it right here, the way, you know, everybody done heard it by now, but I'm saying, if you haven't ever sat down and listened to the whole thing, I have a playlist here on ONYXCON, because I dedicated it to the day that album dropped and Ice Cube's Man Down on the same day. So it was like the OG and the Young G on the same day. I put them both on the same playlist, and I picked my favorite ones off the Ice Cube joint, because I didn't honestly like the entire album, but it's enough. It's a hell of a lot of songs. It's like 19. I liked 11 of them. I got all my best 11, and then I got all of GNX because I like. You know what's ironic? I'm gonna say this, and it's weird to say this, but it's being honest about as the album has grown on me. I love GNX. It's a classic. All of his albums are classics. All of Kendrick's works are classics in their own right, and for different reasons. But and even with the different reasons, they all hold a similar cadence of intent of going deeper than the average rapper of this century. There's just not a lot of people other than like a KRS-One, other than like, you know, I'm talking of people who are not just lyrically outstanding, but they have weight to their music that is about political and social issues. Okay, and there's a lot of them I could mention, but just off the top of my head, some of my favorites: KRS-One, Forever and a Day, Chuck D and all of Public Enemy, but especially Chuck as the voice. Okay, Chuck D and Public Enemy is my favorite hip hop group of all time. As a group, period. Done. Nothing else to discuss when you're talking about group. Talking about top 5, Public Enemy, period. Because anything else you mentioned that came later would have never been if it hadn't been for Public Enemy, and every last one of them were influenced by Public Enemy. Public Enemy is the shit forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. Period. Okay? KRS-One is the shit forever. He is hip hop. This man has done more, and to this day continues to consistently define himself as hip hop and help define what it should be. Shout out to the Temple of Hip Hop, the kind of organizations we need to organize this thing and give it true purpose. So that if we make it to see it still being said in 50 more years, 100 years of hip hop, it'll be of something with pure substance and not fluff. And that's another reason why Kendrick is so important, because he brings back substance. He's done that. He's doing that. Between him and so many other folk who are like him in terms of lyricism, they're bringing back what I grew up on, where you had to have that. It wasn't no option. It ain't no, well, you know, I might say something clever. No, fool. You call yourself an MC, you grab that mic, you better come with it. And it was a better come with it kind of energy too. Like these kids, they also, let's hit the street, and you want to be a thug, then you want to say you want to be a rapper because you think that being a rapper means, you know, be a thug first, you go to jail, you come out, you become a rapper. No, dumbass. That's what happened after everybody got sucked into the divisive trap of what destroyed, or was trying to, because as we can see, hip hop, like all the rest of black culture, we're gonna be resilient no matter what. No matter the hell what. We're gonna figure out a way to survive. So it's sparking up a new flame. And when you thought there was no pilot light on the stove, man, that damn thing is burning like a volcano now. Thanks to folk like Kendrick. But at the same time, there's been so many generations of folk, young generations, that are focused on this fluff side of it, this ratchet mess, and making ratchet a standard instead of a fallout, because that's what it is. It's a cultural fallout. It's the fallout of failure. It's the fallout of dysfunction. Acting rude and crude, don't care what you say and do anything. And Kendrick has some ratchet in him, but what I think I know about, I'm glad the way I got introduced to the young man. I heard, the first time I ever heard Kendrick in my life, and I've said this on other lives and other videos, High Powered. If you ain't never heard that song, it would behoove you. Go listen to High Powered by Kendrick Lamar. Most of these kids out here they call themselves Kendrick fans. They don't even know what the hell High Powered is because it's not on one of his main albums. It's not. It was before he was officially signed. It's when he and TDE and all of them, Absol, the whole crew, all the young ones you know by name now, they was just some hungry kids in LA trying to get it. And they were doing their, you know, like what he talks about in his interview. I saw this recent interview with Kendrick. He was talking about people don't know how long I've been doing this and what I went, you know, they see all of what it is now. They don't, you know, people love to start you with the success and not the rest of the story. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to talk about when you were doing the hole in the wall clubs and you had to, you risking your life to be in certain neighborhoods, talking about a performance, you didn't get paid and all kind of shady promoters and all that old stuff. He talk about all that, you know? But when he broke down that, damn High Power joint, and he's crediting all these luminaries of civil rights, and he's saying it with that voice, that favorite voice of it was still in development, but it was the beginnings of it when he do the growling Kendrick, when he's like, high powered. I was like, ooh, that's my shit. Yo, that joint, yo. Just go listen to it if you ain't never heard it. Let me get that thumbs up and that like if you know what in it. So thank you to everybody who's subscribing lately. I see y'all. I appreciate you. Y'all the realest of the real, the true monetization nation, I call it. So check it. Like, so Kendrick did his thing with that, and then that let me know, okay, this kid is whoever this is, because I didn't even know what he looked like, and I just heard the track. I could tell it was a young guy. I was like, whoever this is off the chain. He got bars, and he on some other, he on that bring it back to Public Enemy level. He on that bring it back to what we ought to be talking about and get this thing right. I love it, right? And then Good Kid, Mad City come out. And I'll never forget a friend of mine, she's a serious hip hop head. We both artists. And we worked together, and she gave me this CD, because this is back when you burn CDs. I told this story before. It cracked me up every time I think about it. She gave it to me like, keep it, like, you're gonna love this new kid, Kendrick Lamar. And I was like, who? Like, that's his name? Like, you know, he just going with his real name? Like, my mama named me, that's my name. And I was like, okay, all right, my daddy name, okay, that's my name, okay, all right. And I'm listening to it over the weekend, and I'm like, every beat, all of it was, of course, it was brilliantly produced, off the chain, everything. But I'll be honest, the first time I heard that album, not even realizing this is the same person who did High Power, because like I say, Kendrick would switch his voice and all kind of stuff, and he was growing into his voice and who he is now. So it just didn't even seem like the same guy, and I liked it, but I felt like this ain't really for me, man. This is for these young kids out here who feel like they the lost boys, you know? They wilding out. You know, I knew it was an LA thing. I got friends and family in LA. I know enough about all of the street stuff, the street politics, the gang stuff, all that. So I knew what I was hearing. I knew what it was. I knew what he was getting at. I knew he was involved in something with blood stuff. And then I realized, okay, specifically the power rules. Okay, I see what it is. But not really, because it's deeper though. He's like, this kid is trying to not fall prey to that. Like, he's like, these are my friends because of my environment, but I don't want to bang. But then one of my friends get killed, and now he's at that point in the movie in Boys in the Hood where Cuba Gooding Jr.'s character, if he hadn't got out the car, oh, your life over. You do that hit, now you a gangster. Because whether you keep doing that or not, the ones who in that life, they looking for you because they know who did it, and you was in the car. And he's like, let me out the car. Yo, Doe, let me out the car. Ice Cube's character looking back, Doe like, no, you got in the car, you going. He's like, nah, man, let me out. And he let him out. Very powerful scene. But that's kind of like what happens in that Kendrick Lamar album. He's telling a whole story. It's like a movie if you really listen to Good Kid, Mad City. And the key part, Good Kid living in a mad city. Like, I wouldn't be none of this stuff possibly if the circumstances hadn't been different. Being in this mad city gonna make you a little mad. You're gonna be on the edge. You're gonna have some of that on you, because it's what's out here where I'm at in Compton, you know? And I've been to Compton, by the way. I've been to Watts, so I haven't seen that with my eyes. That was another reason why I started to have a different understanding of how LA is too. Because you got a lot of neighborhoods in LA should have never